where we are, and then everybody starts thinking about this, or you want to run a few things before, right? Like in your
Yeah,
schedule.
I think what I'm going to do, and
Yes.
to help us kind of stay on track, if the folks that are arriving late, you can just show up.
I think
I'm going to go ahead and start it.
all of us now.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. And then what I'll do is I'll be faithful to this, desire to want to impart a little bit of materials education to you guys. And it's also, for us, it's beneficial to just test it out because we would like to continue to do these kinds of workshops with other studios. So, and then what we'll do is, I asked Lavinia about pinups. So I don't know if you guys want to tape up. Tape is on that wall, and I don't know if we want to pin up. If pin up, I was testing to see, did you guys bring pins? If you did bring pins, or if not, I can find some. I think that wall over there is a good wall to start to test. And if not, tape for sure, and we'll get there. But I think that, like you saw in the overall, I'm going to show that again. So today's agenda is just to cover these three big buckets, which is to tell you again, as if you hadn't heard it already, a little bit of what the Materials Connection Library is, a little bit about the approach to thinking, and I know I'm in a good company here because everybody here likes to be critical thinkers, but interior designers need to hear that more often, so I'm always encouraging them about critical thinking. And then which materials, the charrette part. So, and charrette can happen before the break as well as after. So let's come back to here. So we're kind of here now, and I'm going to make this very, very brief. Thankfully, I already sent you a bunch of the resources. You already know that it's an Immersive Knowledge Hub, and it's trying to translate healthy, innovative material concepts. What's going to be cool is that we're not really so much addressing health with the two projects. Maybe in the restaurant, a little bit it'll show up there. The pavilion certainly is more about resiliency, about weathering, about erosion, those issues. So I think that that'll be a nice way to weave the two together. So just a quick 3 slides. We have 300 materials that are healthy and innovative, about 8,000 or so materials in the database. Today we'll actually, move through the steps of querying the database, scanning materials, and we'll do a little bit of hands-on. Ultimately, resulting with PDFs that you guys can download. We can print them here or take them on USBs. If you didn't bring any USBs, there's some in that bowl, so we can do that.
Fernando, just to say that whatever you're taking from this experience, it can transfer to all your other classes. Right? If you're in thesis research, another studio, wherever you are, these are amazing. I hope you really can take advantage of that because you expand your knowledge of materiality into your projects more than anybody else of your peers in school. They're still thinking brick, concrete, and wood and metal is the only thing that they can use, right? Through our construction sort of classes, which are the basic standalone classes for construction. Here, you just expand it. You start questioning yourself whether you can use some of this stuff structurally, whether some structural stuff can become, in fact, the opposite, just aesthetical. Go with your creativity here. So think 360 when Fernando says that to you.
Yeah, and thanks for that, Lavinia. I think that thinking this bigger picture, what I hope is our goal here is that you can come out of this little charrette experience today and with those resources, being able to talk about any material you see out there with the language of these 8 categories, and then dive down. Because wood isn't just wood. Wood goes either manufactured, natural, all these different types of recycled. So there's going to be all these ways to talk about wood. So zooming up to these 8 categories is like a foundational level to get to a point where we can start saying, yeah, that's a processed material, that's a polymer, or that's a glass, and then you can dive down and down and down from it. Also, this question about the 75% sustainability certifications, we'll go into that a little bit. We'll talk about which certifications and why. And then we're pulling a lot of this reference from that book that I was mentioning. Here's the link to the Amazon reference, so you can always pick up the language from there and quote. So we're going to start from alphabetical order. So carbon-based. Carbon-based are materials whose main constituent is carbon in the form of diamond, graphite, buckyballs, nanotubes, or carbon fiber. So I thought I would kind of open it up to see, what are some other places that you guys have maybe experienced carbon-based stuff, or where do you see that as something that you've touched or want to touch?
Graphite is in pencils. That's the only thing.
It's
than
true.
I can think of.
That's true.
But other than that, I don't really know.
Carbon fiber boards, kayaks, but also architectural soft surfaces. So there are still some part of the building could be constructed carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Be embedded in metal,
Yeah.
right? Be embedded in metal, like the bicycles, some
yeah.
sort of.
Carbon, like a carbide,
Yeah.
steel, carbide steel.
And it could also make its way into paints as, either a tincture or a bonder. A couple of other things that it could do. It could be woven, it could be braided, it could be knitted, it could be wound. So there's a lot of ways in which carbon-based materials, not only carbon fiber, but certainly other properties of this material, highly malleable. And also highly available for additive manufacturing, stuff that you would do with a polymer base, and then you start to combine stuff. But you can see that graphite has certain properties.
Right now, there's a lot of mixed material like ELA and ABS with carbon fiber, like for 3D printing.
Yeah, exactly. And resins too, it's like a big use for resins. So so carbon base is one of those 8 categories. Let's go a little bit further. So cement base. A lot of folks, I think I'm in the right crowd. People say concrete, they don't understand the difference. So how about someone in the room kind of describe to me what is the difference between cement and concrete? Well, the student, so the students who best. Of course you know.
You know the resistance, come on, you do it.
And the Italians definitely know. So
Let's see. Difference between cement and concrete.
Concrete.
Isn't cement just lime and water, while concrete has aggregates?
that's one of the key words, right? Okay, so say that again.
So
Cement
cement is just lime, water.
Just the powder.
Yeah.
Just the powder. That's
Yes.
it. That's the.
It's
that's the-
concrete without the aggregate,
Yeah.
and it has a bunch of different bonders. Like you were describing the actual pieces, which is right.
Yeah.
But not
and-
even water, right? Cement is the powder. Cemented material. Cemented something is when
Yeah.
the cement is being just added with with water,
right.
and the concrete it becomes
It's
all
aggregate,
together.
The aggregate, yeah, that's specific pieces that
Right.
yeah. So that seems what we want to kind of talk about. Why? Because cement-based stuff. Now, I just want to caveat: these pictures are not necessarily. I did it kind of a little fast. These are not necessarily this. Okay, it's just there to like be kind of nice and still talk about materials. And those materials are coming from the library. So, but yeah, cement-based. So cement needs other kinds of additives, aggregates, compounds in order to obtain different properties, whether it's rigid or whether it's brittle or whether it's translucent or sound force, whatever it is. So you can do a lot of different treatments to it. You can add pigments to cement, and so we'll see